Okay, so this is my shed, and it doesn't have any windows on the sides. And in particular, I wanted to add a window on this side to help with the light situation going on inside. So I have a little solar light in there, so when you step in and the motion kicks on, but I think we are going to put the window right here because I have a second level. Oh, and there goes the motion light. And I am going to put kind of like a ship's ladder stair system in here. So we're going to put the window right here between the two beams. And I've already opened this, but that is the box for the window. Some real basic instructions, some screws that come with that, and then this is the window. Obviously it has a screen on the one side, opens up pretty good, and not huge, but for a shed window I just want to add some light and some ventilation on the hotter days. So let's get to it. Okay, so this is going to be the inside wall that we're going to be installing the window on. So first we have to find out how high we want to make the window, and that is kind of like personal preference. Some windows start at 36, some at 4. This one I'm probably going to start around 4 feet just because that's going to be a good viewing height for me. My wife is a little bit shorter, so she'll be able to see out this as well. So let me measure out 4 feet. And 4 feet is right about here, so we'll make that the bottom mark. And just something rough so we know about where it's going to go. And then next we are going to trace the window. Sorry if the light keeps going on and off, it's motion detected, and that's why we're putting a window in, so we get some more light in here. So we're going to put the bottom of the window there, and we're going to put a level on the top so we know where the level is going to be. So that's about like that. And then we're going to measure to get it centered as best as we can. So it's about 4 inches, it's about 5, let's go 4.5. 4.5. 4.5 is center. So we're going to put it right there. And then we are going to get this as close to level as we can. And I can kind of see the top of it. So I think we're right about there. And we're going to move it up. So that's our 4 foot mark. Double check the level. And that's level right there. So now we're going to trace. Okay, so not so bad. We'll just fix this one section right here. Okay, so you can kind of see the trace marks. I'll bring you a little bit closer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole on the other side here. And then we can go through with the jigsaw and basically kind of like cut through there. So, and then we'll line up a 2x4 onto the bottom as a sill for the window to sit on, top and bottom, and then we go from there. Okay, so you can kind of see the tracing on the wall. It'll be a lot easier to follow as we go through, but next we're going to drill into the corners. All right, so we're going to drill in each corner. So now we can start the jigsaw hole there and saw all the way around. Okay, so let's start sawing. Okay, so let's see how this window fits. So that's going to be great on the outside. So let's take that out, and now we'll put in the windowsill and the top, and then strengthen that up. All right, so let's measure inside and see how much of a cut we need for a 2x4. So 22.5. And we'll just measure up here. So two 2x4s, 22.5 inches. So let's get cutting. All right, so 22.5 inches. Let's get that situated in there. So it's a good fit. So let's make sure that's going to fit with the window on the other side. So let's let that sit there. Okay, so I pushed the window through and I put one screw at the top just to kind of keep it in place. So we still have the silicone around this, but again, wanted to make sure that these fit in good. I think that's going to be good there. So we're going to drive 2 nails on either side, and I'm going to cheat a little bit and use a nail gun to make it quick and easy. And then we'll put one up here, and then we'll make one on this side just to kind of make sure that the screws going through have something to grab onto. Okay, so these two were 18 inches high. So now we're gonna basically nail those into place. Okay, so I've taken the window out, and now we're gonna put a bead of silicone around it. And if you've never used a silicone gun before, basically that is your silicone, and there's usually a little notch in here. It can clip the top off, and then you want to use the needle end to go through, and then basically just poke a hole in that, and then you want to load it like this first, and then in, and then line up your track. I think I got the right way. There we go. Line up your track, and then you can start squeezing, and then your silicone will start coming out. There's your bead right there. And then on the back of the window, this makes a pretty flush joint. So I would just go down the sides, especially right where the screws are. And let me put a pair of gloves on because this does get messy. sure you make it pretty good at the corners. And then always make a really good bead at the top. Okay, let's squeeze this in. If any squirts out, just kind of clean around the edges. And then let me go get the screws, but I have one here. So that makes a nice tight seal. Let me get the rest of the screws and put them all the way around. And there you go, Brian from Garage Mahal with your shed window. Be safe out there.